What's up everybody, Damian Brown here, Remax Ocean Point in Chemainus. I recently wrote a blog regarding the 7 deadly sins when selling your home. Number 1 on the list was, basically overpricing your home. So I thought I would elaborate a little bit on that, and of course you can see that at the link below for more details. But overpricing your home, first and foremost, it just won't sell, most likely. So, that's a problem. When we're looking at really appropriately pricing a home, you want to make sure that your realtor is proficient in understanding the dynamics of the market, not just the value of the home and the sum of its parts. So oftentimes there's a lot more things going on to it, and understanding that price and terms are generally what sell a home, not always price. So that's something to keep in mind, both on a higher pricing perspective and a lower pricing perspective, or even balanced, if you will. Pricing it to a premium to the market just very rarely works. I mean, you don't often see homes fetching, in most circumstances, well above, market value. So just kind of putting that into context when you're thinking about valuing your home might be a good idea. It's kind of a surefire way to stall things, right? So buyers don't always care what you paid for the home, what you're asking. They're really assessing it on their own merits and their own value. If you just kind of flip the coin there for a while, when you're looking at going and actually purchasing your home, oftentimes you don't generally care about the profit that person's making or not. You're basically focusing on the value of the home, and it might matter a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're going to be spending money on the value of the home that you're getting. So put yourself in the buyer's shoes and kind of understand that especially in BC, we've had a phenomenal run in many cases, and so it isn't uncommon to to want and expect the highest dollar value for your home. Just understand that it may not happen the way you want to do it, and so in that context, pricing really high and sort of hoping that the buyers are starting to flood in and catch it, well, that doesn't always happen. So there are some things, of course, you could lose lots of qualified buyers who might be interested. Say the median sales price is $500,000. They might be interested at $500,000, but you're pricing at $550,000, $560,000. So when you think about when you go to search for a home, you typically put in your price parameters and so forth. So if you're asking a market premium and they're looking for a very specific home, 3 beds, 2 baths, 2-car garage, whatever, and generally the price range is $250,000, $350,000 a square foot, and you're pricing outside of that context, you're not going to be coming up in searchable criteria, and that's a problem as well, because you're going to get less eyes. Less eyes means less money, generally, or less interest. Even if you're looking at the short term, right? Like, you'll find often, if you're overpricing your home, you might get a lot of showings in the beginning and really no traction. And sometimes that happens because, realtors are comparing your property to something very similar, but well below, from a pricing perspective. So you don't really want to be that, property where you continuously get, showings but no interest whatsoever, primarily because it's priced too high and it's only for comparison's sake. And let's say everything turns out the way you want it to turn out. You get an offer full price, but it's subject to financing, appraisal, those kind of things. The bank usually isn't in the habit of giving out money for overvalued properties. You might be able to, but the way financing is going right now, I very much would recommend sort of considering that when you're doing your pricing strategy. Now look, there's a million different things I could go over, but I just wanted to kind of give you a high level sense of some reasons why not to do it. In addition to that, depends on when you're watching this. I've got a few different ways of looking at a market. You've got a seller's market, a balanced market, and a buyer's market. Right now, as it stands in October 2018, I think we're coming into a more balanced market. So, adding that as a whole, and kind of understanding that, different types of markets will warrant different types of pricing strategies. So what I would advise, definitely talk to your realtor. If you're open to having a conversation with me, I mean, I don't always take on new clients, but if you're interested and there's a fit, I certainly might be able to take a look at your unique position and see if there might be a pricing strategy is appropriate for you. So feel free to connect with me anytime, and hope you have a great week.